all I can remember is my mother and father pushing me with a chair, but I never saw them together. And I think he died in the First War. I was born in 1916, and he was in the Navy, but they never spoke about him, and I think he died in the war. Well, all I can remember, strangely enough, is someone pushing me in a chair. It was a man, but they never wanted to talk about him. Being as I didn't have the father figure there, we were sent down to Pintrin Dardrith in North Wales, and she had a daughter of her own. Lovely girl, really. I only remember good of her, but her mother was a very cruel lady, and I, of course, was very naughty, and I was always hungry. And I can remember we used to have a bakehouse. You don't know that. And it used to be open about twice a week. And she would make a loaf of bread, and then you carried it up the hill and put it in what they call a bakehouse. I don't suppose you've ever heard of it. And then you went and got it, and it was all lovely and hot. And of course, it was a big temptation for me. And I made a big hole in it, in the middle, and it was lovely. But my aunt, who I lived with, she was a little on the cruel side. The punishment was terrible. And I think we went to bed, and of course I got up and she went out. And I got up and I was terribly thirsty. And when she came back, I helped myself to water and a cup from downstairs. And when she came back, the cup was warm. She knew that I helped myself. And she put a poker in the fire, and it came back and hung it over me, all brilliant red, very pretty. But she didn't do anything, but she said a lot of things, so you were rather scared. But she was a cruel lady, I don't know why. Yeah, when I was 17, I came here to stay with my mother at Gerrards Cross. And, you know, she arranged for me to go out, and I never, although I knew English, I didn't understand one word that they said the whole afternoon. I worked in the post office in Amersham, and he was we always used to go to dances, you know, because it's full of Americans. Lovely town we had, gorgeous. And he was there, and I won a prize. It was a dozen eggs, and he helped me carry them home. And from then on, of course, when now he was an officer, or just made an officer, and I think it was Portsmouth we were, and he had to go abroad, and he was on embarkation leave or something, and I went with him, and it was the wedding day. We got married in Gerrards Cross, and then we went straight to Portsmouth. Spent the first night there. I know my husband was very good with gift of the gab. And he was able to talk to anybody, whereas I was a Welsh girl, I didn't know much English anyway. Well, I knew English, but you know, not enough to converse. Edward Simpson was there, and he gave us a dinner at night, yeah, to celebrate. And what do you think? He gave a £10 tip. I'd never seen one, never mind giving it. And one time coming home, there was the German going, ooh, 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 all the way. I don't know what they were looking for. In Amersham, they did drop a bomb, but there was nothing. And you know, I got off my bike and went in the hedge. Well, it was full of water as well, because it was right over. Not 'cause, and then another time in Chalfont St Giles, it dropped a flare, lots of flares, into the pond. Oh, it was so pretty. I stood on the chair and watched it. Do you know, it was so pretty. All different, but of course very dangerous. And then it went. And I can remember learning to drive. I changed into the post office engineers because I loved driving. Not that I ever passed my test, but I went everywhere without a test. And I went in this great big post office van, a tall one, not just a tiny one. And you know, coming around Great Missenden, I used to go, you drove and you didn't have to have a licence or anything. And there was another army coming in his lorry, and we went round a bend, look about it. He went to me like, no fear when you're young, do you? No fear at all. Amazing. Really, there's always a positive side. And I think that one should concentrate on positivity. It's so easy to say, oh, I can't do that, I don't feel well. You know, it's got to be done, hasn't it? I hate housework.
How?
Oh, I'd give myself time to think and to get married, and there's many fish in the sea.